Little trivia, you didn't know it was almost canceled after the first season. There it is, right there on the screen. Quickly, we'll get to you, Mr. Chekhov. Do I say Mr. Chekhov? Just Chekhov.
How about saying Walter?
Walter. I like Walter. Except nobody relates to that out here. But Walter, what were your favorite episodes?
My favorite episodes, probably Tribbles. I had a good time with Tribbles. Tribbles was fun. I think the show I liked most was one I wasn't in, The City on the Edge of Forever. I thought that was really a very touching, very well done, very compassionate story. As far as the films are concerned, the second film, The Wrath of Khan, where I actually had something to do, where I got to scream, you know, that was fun.
Okay, we've got a question right here.
Yeah, mine's directed to all of them too. Out of all your episodes, was there a particular one that was the most difficult for you to film as far as...
I had a lot of episodes that were difficult. Those were the episodes that I wasn't in. They were very difficult to do.
Sitting on the sidelines is not all it's cracked up to be.
That's curious, because what I was going to say was any episode I had to work with George was a difficult one.
I don't, to me, I don't know, I don't have any difficulty with them.
Show us what you're holding. People are going to wonder.
Hi, this is a tribble, a well-fed one, you know, but thank heavens they stopped the thing, because otherwise there'd be 5 or 6 tribbles here in a couple of seconds if they kept feeding it, you know.
But you've got just one.
Oh, I just have one. And that's a sweetheart
So
too.
far. So far.
We're going to go to a question from somebody out in our audience. Hello, you're on the air. Hi.
Hello.
Yes.
How you doing? I just want to say it's great to see you all there, and I want to inquire about the new movie. What's it going to entail, and is it going to have Spock in there, involved in the casting?
I think we can assume that Mr. Spock will be present. Beyond that, it's all conjecture, because we haven't seen a story outline. We certainly haven't seen a screenplay, since one hasn't been written yet. We have been told that it was going to be a lighter attack, that the story will have more fun and less melodrama, and it is conceivable that Eddie Murphy will be in the film. He has a definite interest. He's a big Star Trek fan. There are several contingencies that have to be met before he will be in the film. One, he has to like the script. Paramount has to make him available to do the film, and he has to have the time availability. If all those things are met, it is possible that Eddie Murphy will be in our Star Trek.
How about that? A rumor that was well founded. And we have a question here.
Yes, I've heard quite a few ugly rumors. One that all the characters may be killed off in Star Trek 4 except for Spock. And also one that... that's awful, I know. Also, if I can remember this right, I've heard a tentative title that Star Trek 4 may be called The Trial of James T. Kirk. Do you know anything about that?
Oh, God, I hope not. So I am really doing a battle and hoping that the fans who also agree with me will help along with the battle by writing Paramount, let us not do any more sequels. Let us do episodes like we did on the TV series. And the one way to do that is to assume that movie number 3 is the last one we ever did. Right? In other words, 15 years from now, maybe, whoever is still alive, you know, that's the one they do last.
Okay, let's go to a question from somebody at home. Hello, you're on the air.
Yes, I've got a question for everybody here. I'm trying to find out about the first episode made that's before Captain Kirk was on. What was the name of that episode?
The Cage.
There were 2 pilots made, actually. The first pilot starred Jeffrey Hunter as the captain of that ship, and the second in command was a woman played by Majel Barrett, who later became Nurse Chapel, but she was in a black wig then. And another subordinate character was a pointy-eared Vulcan named Spock, rather passionate. There were enough elements in that first pilot that the networks found interesting, but they wanted it remade because there were enough things that they didn't like. So a second pilot was made, this one with Bill Shatner as the captain, and Jimmy and I were brought in at that time. So it was the second pilot, the pilot with Jimmy and I, that sold the
How
series.
about that? Now, we want to tell everybody, because I know people are going to want to see where you're going to be, because you're busy in Central Florida today, also tomorrow. Now, that is the phone number for one of the movie gallery offices, 933-4225. But you may call any movie gallery telephone number, because they are going to be throughout Central Florida, Auburndale, Haines City, Melbourne, and tomorrow a lot of Central Florida spots right around Orlando.
St. Cloud.
St. Cloud
Don't
as
forget
well.
St. Cloud.
If you want to
Is there a
find out
Titusville?
where they're going to be, who's going to be there, because some of them are going to be split up, that is the phone number to call, because they are doing this entire promotional tour for Movie Gallery. You're not going to take our helicopter back, are you?
I don't know. I'd like to beam over. I mean, I've been after this guy to get us to suddenly start sparkling so we could.
You sparkle all the time.
We want to thank you so much for spending your time with us today, because I know you're on a very hectic schedule. We have a lot of trekkers, a lot of folks from the Encore Club in Deltona here as well, along with our assorted other people. Thank you so much for being our guest today. We really enjoyed it. We have a lady who is donating a painting to our Protect a Kid Ethiopian Fund. You're going to meet her and see the painting right after this.